UF has their biggest recruiting weekend of the summer this weekend, and the fireworks are expected to fly. We're going to list a few guys who are going to be on campus, and then we're going to put a few guys on commitment watch for the Gators this weekend. Let's get right into it. This weekend, some of the highlights that are coming are a couple of five-star guys. They're going to be on campus. This is super exciting for Gator fans. 2024 five-star wide receiver Jeremiah Smith. He attends Chaminade Madonna High School down in Hollywood, Florida. That's South Florida. He is a current Ohio State wide receiver commitment, and UF is working really, really hard to flip him. Now, the Gators are not the only ones working hard to flip him. Georgia would also love to employ Jeremiah Smith's services, as would pretty much every other program in the country. But at this moment, it seems that he's really interested in Georgia and Florida, even though he is committed to Ohio State. He's developed a friendship with DJ Lagway, so it'll be very interesting to see if Lagway has any pull here, if that relationship continues to develop, and if UF can make any headway with him during his official visit. But it's really good news for the Gators that Jeremiah Smith will be on campus, that he is taking an official visit. He's been to Gainesville a lot, so hopefully the orange and blue can impress him a little bit today, and maybe the Gators can kind of move into that pole spot a little bit. The next guy that's going to be on campus is the 2024 five-star defensive lineman out of Oklahoma. He attends IMG Academy, David Stone. This is another guy that UF is really high on. Like I said, out of Oklahoma, but he does attend IMG, which is essentially in the Gators' backyard. The Gators really want to solidify that solid defensive line. Stone would be a huge addition here. So pay attention and let's see what kind of moves UF can make with him after this weekend. And of course, you know that five-star quarterback commit DJ Lagway is going to be in Gainesville. He's there. He spent the last few days in Nashville for an NIL summit and then headed straight to Gainesville to put his recruiting hat on. Lagway has honestly been Florida's best recruiter. He has probably been better than any coach on Florida staff, which is not a knock. Florida's got an incredible recruiting staff, an incredible recruiting army that Napier has built. But DJ Lagway has taken this role incredibly seriously, is working really hard, contacting these players on a regular basis, developing relationships with them. And some of these guys that Florida is in the hunt for, they are in the hunt because of the relationships that Lagway has built. He has been vocal about wanting to get a top class in 2024. He is really actively recruiting and befriending the top players in the country. In a college football landscape that has become largely transactional, DJ Lagway is honestly a breath of fresh air. He is loyal to the University of Florida. He is loyal to Billy Napier. He is willing to sing the University of Florida's praises on any platform to any person given any opportunity. And I think that that is invaluable to Billy Napier trying to rebuild this program. There are some guys that are visiting on campus this weekend that I am putting on commitment watch. Going to go through them all for you now, but just before I do, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. It helps the channel tremendously, and we've got some really good news coming for UF this weekend, so make sure that you don't miss it. All right, commitment watch. Let's get a little drum roll, please. Number 1, 2024 four-star linebacker Christopher Jones. I have talked about him on this channel many times. He is the four-star linebacker out of Stafford, Virginia. He has moved up to the number 149th spot in the On3 industry rankings. That was a massive jump from 206, which is where he was just a couple months ago. He is also the number 1 player in the state of Virginia. He is 6'2", 215 pounds. His frame is something that recruiting experts have continually raved about. He's got room to put on size. He ran a 4.5 in the spring. He is quick, y'all. He is a highly productive high school player. He had 142 tackles, including 26 for a loss during his sophomore season. He played both ways. He was a running back on offense. He's got great body control, moves well in space, hits incredibly hard, but he also does the little things well. Wraps up, finishes tackles. Kind of reminds me of an old school linebacker when you watch him on film. Really good technique. He's got talent that's going to translate well into the SEC. Christopher Jones, guys. All right, my number 2 player on commitment watch, 2024 four-star defensive lineman LJ McCray. He's from Mainland High School in Daytona Beach, 6'6", 260 pounds. Guys, you know how I say on this channel repeatedly, you can't teach size, you can't coach size. Guys, he's got it. He is the number 136th overall player, number 14 defensive lineman for 24/7 Sports Composite rankings. The Daytona Beach native is also the number 22 player from the state of Florida. He is ranked as the 87th overall prospect in the 2024 class, according to 247sports.com. He has offers from Georgia, Miami, Florida State, Auburn. Everybody wants this guy, basically. He has a visit scheduled with Florida State for October 7th. It's the Virginia Tech game. He's going to take his official visit there. He also will visit Miami next week, Auburn, Georgia after that. So if he shuts down, or if he commits, I wonder if he will shut down his little tour that he's got scheduled coming up. But I don't know. We'll see. This is a home turf battle that UF really needs to win. We talk about things being in the backyard of the University of Florida. Daytona Beach qualifies as that, okay? Home turf, we need to see if Billy Napier can keep the Florida guys home. I do think this will be a battle between Florida State and Miami here, but I think there's a chance that McCray commits this weekend. All right, so LJ McCray, pay attention to him. The third guy we're going to talk about is Dalen Evans. He is a four-star defensive lineman out of Texas. He's 6'5", 265 pounds. He is a three-sport athlete. He plays basketball, football, and he runs track. He is an incredible shot put thrower, which is an interesting little tidbit there. His recruiting stock has been rising very quickly this spring. He was named the defensive line MVP at a rivals camp in Texas that he was at recently. He was named to the Polynesian Bowl All-Star team. He is constantly referred to as a freak athlete who is not only strong, but also versatile. Told you he's from Texas. He's from Longview. He has been Texas A&M's highest ranked commit for months. He did recently move up even higher in the 247 composite rankings. He has been at UF twice this spring. There's a lot of smoke around a possible flip here. And if it ends up happening, that would be massive. I told you he has moved up consistently. He moved up 29 spots. He is now 41 overall. But there's a lot that think he's going to finish in the top 20 before all is said and done, which that would be crazy. If Dalen Evans switches to Florida, DJ Lagway will be a large part of that reason. They have also developed a real friendship here. DJ Lagway has been constantly recruiting Evans. He wants him in orange and blue. So Dalen Evans, pay attention. Let's see if he ends up committing to the Gators before the weekend is over. The fourth player we're going to be watching is 2024 four-star offensive lineman Ethan Callaway. He visited during the spring, and this is his official visit this weekend. He does go to Penn State on June 16th and LSU June 23rd. He is 6'7" and 300 pounds. That whole can't teach size thing comes into play here with Ethan Callaway as well. He's very athletic. He moves really well for his size. He's from North Carolina, so those schools are involved in his commitment as well. But I do think this will be a battle between UF, Georgia, and LSU at the end of the day. And, you know, we talk about on this channel all the time, you've got to go head to head against those Titans, against those Georgias, those LSUs and Alabamas, and walk away with the commitment. Florida has the opportunity to do that with Callaway this weekend. He is ranked by On3 as the 8th best tackle in the country. He's in the top 100 of their players overall. And listen, rebuilds start in the trenches. UF needs some big, strong, fast, versatile offensive linemen. They will get that if they get a commitment from Ethan Callaway. The last guy we're going to discuss is 2024 four-star defensive lineman DeAndre Robinson. Robinson is the four-star defensive lineman we told you about in another video that's from Orlando. He is 6'1", 295 pounds. Industry has him as the 360th best player nationally, but he's got a lot of time to get inside that top 300. And listen, this is a fun one, okay? Because everybody in the state wants him. FSU does, Miami does, Florida does, and listen, even the hometown UCF Knights, think that they have a shot with Robinson. I think it will probably come down to Florida and Florida State. He was on Florida's campus in January. He's been to Florida State's campus this spring. You've got to win these battles against your rivals. You're not going to sign every single one, but this is a battle that Florida needs to take. You've got location on your side. He's closer to Gainesville than he is to Tallahassee. The Gators need to get the job done. I do think that there is a possibility they get a commitment from DeAndre Robinson this weekend. All right, now listen, do I expect all 5 of these guys to commit? I do not. But it would not surprise me if a couple of these guys commit this weekend. That would not be shocking to me. I think that there's a chance that will happen. I'm hearing UF is doing really good things in each of these recruitments. And I want you guys to keep your eyes peeled for what may be happening this weekend. All right, guys, who are you excited to see on campus this weekend? Are you putting anyone on commitment watch? Is there anyone that you think might pull the trigger? It cannot be understated how big this weekend is for Coach Napier and his staff. This weekend should be an exciting one, but the benefits that they'll reap overall from this weekend will be, should be, could be massive. We'll keep y'all updated, so make sure you're locked in with the channel so you don't miss a thing. If you missed our video on how the SEC might screw up UF schedule, click right here.